Hello and welcome back to the Necromancer's Tale. Today we've got some ghosts and we're gonna go do some spying with them. We've bound a spirit of an ancient Bronze Age shaman, I think, to our will, and we can use it to break into the Baron's manor. So that is precisely what we are gonna do. But first, we've brought a brigand and we've brought Skeletor back home for us to raise them in an animation ritual. So let's get a few extra zombies. Oh. Skeleton and zombie count differently. That must be what looks like the voodoo recipe. You must be able to summon zombies as well off of fresh corpses, which are probably like stronger than skeletons. Proceed with the ritual. Wob, 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 wob. Skeletor's back to life. I love that for us. Come here, I say. And come here. Excellent. So I'm just gonna hide these guys like in the alleyway. This guy lost his weapon. He was rocking the axe. Oh, but I picked up all these spears. So you know what? That's probably better for them. Rather that than the scythe. I think the spear is a slightly better weapon. This guy will actually also need that body armor. And these boots. And this tricorn hat. Alright, so Skeletor and Bones. They're back in action. We can close the old mechanism to the basement and then keep on going. Zombie waifus isn't a goal, it's a dream we wish to make reality. Well, certainly we can get some people going. So, a strange glove of alchemical substances. We still haven't figured out where this is coming from. Infiltrate his castle. Chicken thieves. Seance ritual, which isn't really a matter. So, yeah, basically, we can go straight to doing Spirit Slave this morning. Send Zala. Now, this feels like probably I don't want to do this out in the open, but just in case, I'm going to quick save here. I felt Zala's malignant presence watching me. I would send her into the castle to learn more. Ah, okay, we just go around the corner. I move to a less obvious spot and focus on the rage seething around me. Zala, here, duty. And there she was, standing before me. Although her feet did not quite settle upon the ground, while inside me that feeling of rage was dull and I could ignore it, but here before me it surged with every thought and image that she gave me. Go, Gervase, I, ear. Gate, ram. The intensity of words struck me with a cudgel in the gut. Refusal. They dripped with a kind of poison that wormed its way around my brain. Was Zala trying to free herself? That foolish spirit had no such power. Tempt her with freedom. No. I stopped her. I snuffed out that feeling as easily as I had called her forth. The spirit was not just bound to me, but was actually a part of me as well. An extension of my will. She would bend to it. Gate, wall. There was no response for a while. It was as though she knew thought she could do anything at all. She knew the truth. Path. Seek office. Office? I had no way of showing her where to go. The concept of an office was surely lost on someone who had died thousands of years before. Fire pit she'd understand. And there'd probably be a fire pit in the office. Campfire? No, this was not the idea I wanted to convey. Workshop? Workshop, earth, wolf. I didn't quite understand what she meant by the ideas of earth and wolf, but she drifted away on her mission. I left my eyes unfocused and sank deep into the connection that my spirit and I shared. It felt like it took mere seconds, but when I opened my eyes, Zala's eyes, we were somewhere new. She drifted through the corridors, upstairs, and finally into the halls where my uncle received guests. The grand hall was made to look impressive to those visiting. It appeared opulent and ostentatious rather than functional. In the middle of the hall stood my uncle and Willard. Now, I wonder, can other people see this ghost? The childhood bully captain of the guard. Okay. They looked down in the hall expectantly while conversing. She floated upon the polished stone and took up position in the shadows. Why she chose the shadows, I don't know. She could not be seen, clearly, as my uncle would have surely noticed she could. Nevertheless, it was close enough for me to overhear the conversation. Make us wait. I do not trust this man, but I cannot turn him away. Why invite him to the ball if you do not like him? The ball! I must extend a branch to the Ottomans as one of our closest neighbors. I cannot control which vizier the Sultan sends. Why must Mahmud always? A man appears in the entrance of the hall and strode toward the length of it. Violent and yellow silk billowed in his wake. 3 Ottoman soldiers took a position behind him. This guy has a ghost with him. A wide smile graced the vizier's face as he spoke. I mean, we know that the Ottomans also practice necromancy, so...
We meet once more in these illustrious walls, my friend Gervais. It has been too long. It is unfortunate your brother's fate. I am sorry, my friend. He is at peace with the world now. I am Ali Mustafa Pasha of the Ottoman Empire, Wazir to Sultan Mahmud I.
I feel like I'm going to make friends with the Ottomans and use them to overthrow the government. I'm most pleased to welcome you again, Pasha. I do hope that your absence will not inconvenience the great Sultan. The presence in my fair city brings joy to my people. I see you have brought your guard, though I doubt they will be needed. They are welcome, though I do not have space for them here.
You have your companions, as I have mine. We are never truly alone, are we? No doubt your brother is kept within your own heart. Tell me of him.
I want to know more about this ghost that I can clearly see. Oh, there we go. Zala suddenly started to discover there was an emaciated figure floating above the floor in front of her. He studied her with empty eyes, white eyes, 2 fingers stroking the wispy hair at the end of his chin.
An interloper, Pasha.
A chin.
These halls harbor a spirit, older than even I. Smells of ash and clay. Ah, so you see me. How curious. I am attendant to the Wazir, Ali Mustafa Pasha.
Cool. His words were not ones from any language I recognized, and yet I understood them as though they were my native tongue. The creature lunged forward and swiped at Zella with a claw-like hand. She spoke epithets I did not understand, and the creature spoke back in kind. Unlike the speech before, these words were not translated for me. I mean, I can't really ever know what she's saying. Study the creature. He was a long and thin creature, the skin stretched over bone like a thin cloth. Gold adorned his neck, fingers, wrists, and ears, all of which were longer than any person should be. Like Zala, no one seemed to notice him, though he seemed to look through Zala almost as though looking at me.
I sense a child who thinks he is a man. Stay, one who is like me. Let your master listen. Do not interfere, mortal. This one's bonds are weak, and it is within this jinn's power to sever them.
I believe that. The creature, a jinn, evidently, scowled and returned to the vizier's side. Though his busy alabaster eyes seemed to roam over everything, I felt his particular attention like a needle in my soul. The conversation continued without us. Returning to the mission I had set for her, Zala crept close enough to the group to listen in.
And who does accompany you, my friend?
Willard Werner, captain of the guard. Should you encounter any trouble in our fine city, please let me know, Pasha Mustafa.
The child has no manners. This is the Van Pasha. Ignorant, both of how he talks and who he is.
I am glad to know that this Warnier captain will protect me. But has this city fallen so far where one must expect trouble? Dear Gervais, how has this happened?
It is... Forgive my captain, Pasha. He is used to handling small matters with local citizens, not great people from our brothers to the east. He is merely eager to make you feel safe when you are away from home.
I suppose all great cities have their problems. There will always be those who prefer to challenge peace and order. I am fortunate that Constantinia does not have so many such persons.
I am sure you have traveled a long way, Pasha. Please let my attendants take you to the quarters I have prepared for you. Rest and enjoy the comforts of my home.
He does not attend to you himself. Does he think himself your better to dismiss you so? He should know the danger he invites.
I like this, Jid. The Vizier waved his creature statement away and in the same motion bowed his head to Gervais and Willard. Then he walked off in the direction indicated, although he smiled, there was a seriousness to his eyes that I could not determine. Once the Vizier was a few steps away, Gervais bent his head and whispered, "Let us linger for a moment here, Willard, before retiring to my office. There are some matters I would like to discuss." "Do you think there are prying ears?" "One can never be too sure with one such as Ali Mustafa." Chase after the Vizier or the Captain? No. Let's stay with the uncle and the Captain. As much as I'd like to know about the Vizier, like, I'm here to avenge my father's murder. That is enough, Willard. Have you delivered the arrangements I provided? Gervais began walking and Willard fell and stepped aside. They walked together rather than one after the other. Zala followed. At least she still obeyed her mission. "I have, Lord. What is the meaning of all this?" "You did not read the missive? You know me better than that. It's just an unusual request delivering something to a man in the woods. That's got to be Svit. I would like to know what I'm party to. Any other subordinates I would threaten with cutting out their tongue. You, my dear boy, you will have some of the answers you seek. Inside, and keep your voice low." The two walked into my uncle's office. Zala hovered at the threshold rather than following. I wouldn't be surprised if there was some sort of like protective magic in here. Delay? Wall, rope, cut rope. Some barrier had been erected that prevented her from proceeding. I could push or I could recall her. I wouldn't put him past Gervais to do magic, and I don't want him to catch Zala yet. I'm going to say return. Bird? Freedom. Zala wished to be free. She had lived up to her usefulness. Had she done the duty I needed her for? Was there a future use for a tool like her? No. She's my slave. Grave, corpse, darkness. I'm a necromancer. I don't have to like free these souls. I had not gleaned the information I wanted. There was something in my uncle's office that I needed to know, and she was clearly up to something big. Whatever it was, he had safeguarded it, not only within the walls and guards, but also with some kind of magical ward which held Zala back. I had to get myself inside somehow. Chapter 10, Walk in Shadows. I thought I'm just like sitting out here. What did this guy just say? Oops. Something about the market square? A hanging is about to happen in the gallows square. Good. One of my things requires something from... I can see academy. I need parts of a hanging man. I think that's just up here. Everybody in town is just like, there's a hanging. Everybody come to visit the hanging. An odd sensation bubbled up inside me as I approached the crowd that had gathered around the hangman's gallows. There was a strange feeling I couldn't immediately discern. I couldn't decide if it was fear or elation filling my chest. Certainly the thought of fresh souls passing through the veil in front of my eyes was exciting. The crowd around me thrummed with nervous energy. Most inhabitants of Marnes weren't the type to enjoy such things, but attending a public execution was almost as seen as a civic duty. To stand strong with the city's laws and make it apparent you didn't sympathize with the damned. Of course, there were those who jeered and grinned at their mates at the prospect of a hanging. Willard, the captain of the guard, stood at attention on the royal platform. The man's face looked as if he was chiseled from stone, his eyes hard and unmoving as he waited for the crowd to assemble. This looks like a ghost as well. Settle, settle. The criminals that shall be hanged today have garnered their fate by their own hands with the willful disregard of the laws and regulations that govern the kingdom of Rulstein. We, the city guard, not only wish to bring justice down upon those who have violated our laws, but let their deaths be a lesson, so that their fates might not spread to others who might follow in their footsteps. A stranger recently arrived in our town and spoke freely of necromancy. If not for the watchful eyes of our townsfolk, untold damage could have been done to our people. It's no secret that Lord Gervais has little tolerance for such things. Openly celebrating such topics, entice our citizens with the power of controlling the undead. Unacceptable. Willard motioned and the bird was led forward. It looked as if he'd been sleeping inside a dungeon for days, smeared in dirt and other unmentionable substances. His posh clothes were all but destroyed. His face was caked in filth, and only respite being the channels where his tears had run. Willard's men had all but to carry this wretch up the steps and onto the gallows. Elias struggled against them, but his feeble attempts did nothing but break his spirits further. Tears ran down his face as he stared across the crowd, his normally flippant and boisterous attitude nowhere to be found. Have you any last words? Barbarians, the lot of you. I am but an entertainer. My stories are just that, stories. I entice the simpletons with the taboo to milk every last crown from any rubes I can find. I beg of you, please, please stop this madness. I haven't done anything wrong. Do we encourage the rebellion and rabble-rousing so more people can be hung? We have a few more friends to join our team? I mean, it's not a bad idea. I did try to convince a bunch of people to like go to this guy to hear about necromancy. Willard motioned again, and the noose was fastened around the crying man's neck. God damn you all, whatever hell awaits us, I know that. His curse was cut short. The noose lifted him into the air. His eyes bulged, and fear played across his face as he feebly struggled against the bindings. Moments passed until his eyes went glassy, a look of terror etched into his purpled face. The man twitched occasionally, a spasm shook through him. A portion of the crowd cheered at his gruesome demise. Even in death, he could still work an audience. Willard stood and stared at the body for several minutes until he was sure the life had absconded and was now a corpse. Soon, it was cut down and hauled away. People of Marnes, today we've witnessed the punishment of a criminal who during such turbulent times as these decided to commit a heinous act towards the Baron. While Baron Gervasi does not take pleasure in such punishments, know that he will continue to serve as the hand of justice against any who dares act against Rolstein and its citizens. While evil and darkness still exist in our lands, the Baron has no such recourse other than to respond with extreme prejudice. Let our treasonous enemies see what has transpired here today and think twice about acting against our people. The crowd murmured with nervous energy as the day's events began to wind down. Hangings for nothing but petty crime? Do I want to draw more attention to myself? I'm confused because clearly Savit is doing something for the rebellion, but also Gervasi and Willard are working with a man in the woods who can only be Svit. So I'm going to slip away. Seeing that there weren't any more dramatics to be found, the crowd soon began to disperse. I followed suit, blending in with the others as they left the square. Now, the trick is that I gotta somehow get a hold of that guy's corpse. A poor soul defeated by the gallows, awaiting his fate for all eternity. So, not in the journal, but in the spellbook. This must be the Pass Through Shadows spell that we're looking for right now. This must be like the zombie spell. This is some sort of spider plague. Here, hangman, the eyes, ears, and teeth of a hanged man. In a wood still, alcohol still, with, I don't know, money. I have no idea what this does, obviously, but... And the trickiest part about this is his corpse can only be put in one place, and it's the cathedral, and we black out in the cathedral now. Just got here, so I don't know what's gone on so far. We're investigating our father's murder, which we believe the Baron, his brother, to be behind. Also, we're a necromancer. We've bound a couple of ghosts to our will, and we've also got a couple of skeletons serving us. So, there was talk about a cave to the south of the Dead Man's Gate. I believe I've never been able to go this way previously, but now I probably can go into the southern forest. And this is like where our ingredients are going to be. Yeah, but the problem is there's fights here, and I don't have any of my Sketlingtons with me. Let's quick save, because we are still pretty good at fighting things. I'll grab my sword. I have my wand, my bear claws, my father's ring, and my amber necklace. So we have a lot of mana as well. Yeah, we're up against a bunch of brigands. Yeah. I'd love to have some more homies here. But we have some like good winds of magic. So we have activate minion, we have poison blast. But this probably won't be able to hit him at this distance, right? %. I mean, let's let them come to us. I am low on HP. Oh, summoning the Wraith must like drain my health. Possibly. What's cool about Poison Blast is that it only takes mana. It doesn't really take much in the way of action points. Wow, I don't know how I've missed this guy so many times in a row. But we are like pretty good at stabbing things as well. Activate minion costs 2 mana, no AP. Oh, right. We can't cast that on him, though. This is fine. We have wizard powers. Trying to make it so like everybody is basically one hit. Now the Wraith can move up and start stabbing. Tank a little hit. Yes. Poison. Wow, this is 64% chance. 3 fails in a row. Oh man, so brigands ain't nothing to us. We get 2 coins and a spear from all these guys. 6 coins and a spear, 6 coins and a spear. Awesome. Honestly, fighting brigands is good just for the money. It's like some of the best money we've made in this game has been from fighting brigands. We got a spot to animate skeletons out here. That's fantastic. Extremely useful for us. You kind of look like you might be a cave I can go into. Cave. You certainly are a cave I can go into. Other cave. Webs. Stretched between the rocky overhang and the ground was a huge spider web. The main structure consisted of threads of silk as thick as my wrist, glistening with a sickly multicolored substance. Okay, obviously poking these webs is going to be bad. There are some cocoons there. Whoa. Gargantuan spider web spun between the lower branches of the tree. The main structure consisted of threads of silk as thick as my wrist. Yeah, no. Okay, so there's giant spiders over here for sure. And 2 caves. I can't raise those dead guys. We only know how to animate skeletons. We don't know how to animate zombies. Which is a bit of a problem at the moment. A scroll. The sketch of a magical glyph, the same as which I scratched into the earth as part of the animate ritual. Beside it was written the chant now familiar to me. Added to the end in a different hand and a darker ink were the words Hoc Faciti in Viritor Mortorium. The next time I try the animate ritual. This is a complete skeleton. Okay, so I could pop this outside. You know what? Let's do this real fast. I'd feel a lot safer with a skeleton backing me up here. And also, we just like learned an addition to the animate spell, so I low-key just like want to know what it does. Just finished the Rings of Nora playthrough on YouTube. Very well done, Smithy. Thank you so much, my dude. I had a lot of fun with it. That was a good campaign, though a really hell of a tough one. So let's raise this guy. I feel the dead calling. Proceed with the ritual. I was once again ready to reanimate the dead. I scarred the earth with the witch's knife, which now, entirely subservient to my grip, suddenly did my bidding. Once I chanted the words, sapping the word of color and sound, let's add the extra words of power I learned from the scroll. The new minion rose and turned to face me with his impudent, mouthless grin. Is he just a better skeleton now? Yeah, he has +1 strength. Cool. If anybody wants to name this skeleton, he has a free name. Let's also probably just clear out this. I'm probably going to need it again, but... Name him Bob. Bob the skeleton. Oh, Bob. Follow me, Bob. We're going back in this cave. Do I still have a bunch of skeleton names in the queue? I mean, if there's things in the queue, and you could tell me what they are, we'll do them. Ah, okay, there's nothing else in this cave. Bob? Follow me, Bob. I don't think Bob's gonna follow me. Oh no, there he is. Boney, Jimothy. These are all fine names. No, this is a cool as hell looking cave. Bob! There you are. You're my... Well, I want to call you a meat shield, but I don't really feel that's correct to call a skeleton that. Everything seems to be in order. Ooh. Mysterious sigils. I imagined I heard lilting voices deeper within the cave. Talking. Singing. Oh, this is... not gonna be good for me. This sounds like holy singing. Whoa. I was drawn forward by the singing. After passing through the low rock archway, I came upon a magical fire, throwing flickering green-tinted light onto the cave walls. Two beautiful maidens awaited there. Their singing had ceased, and they smiled lasciviously at me. Well, these are obviously not beautiful maidens.
How wonderful! Hello, young human.
No trust score, no information.
It is fine that you should visit us so late in the year.
They truly were a bewitching pair. Their hair shimmered in the firelight. Their white gowns sparkled in the colors of the rainbow. Their bright blue eyes pierced my soul. In truth, I found myself entranced there, and then Villa's gown tumbled off her shoulders, displaying flawless skin. The way Minna's shapely legs moved beneath her short gown as she paced around the fire towards me. Her angelic feet caressed the floor as she gilded effortlessly. I imagined what it could mean to spend a night with these beauties. I could imagine little else for some moments. No boobs, only zombies. I admit that Annie was far from my mind.
You know what you seek in this cave, mortal.
I don't know what I seek in this cave.
We can give you the magical obsidian you require for your preparations.
I require magical obsidian? Bone Daddy Nagash, Bone Addict, and die for the cause.
However, we cannot deal with you while we have these minions in tow.
She waved her hand dismissively at those that accompanied me as if to shoo them away. I was mesmerized by her beauty.
Please return alone.
Interesting. So they will only bang me if I don't have skeletons here. Dude, if ever I have seen a trap, it's got to be this. Do we want to bang these cave beauties in order to get the magical obsidian we need for I don't know what? They don't want to go to the bone zone, right? All right, Bob, come on. Bobby boy. Come here, Bob. God, he's so slow. Bob? All right, well, I'm no longer leading undead minions, so let's quick save. And let's beg these beauties. Who are you two young ladies?
Who indeed, young mortal? We are older than you might think, perhaps.
Oh, definitely.
And we are playful and not bad. We are not of your world, though it is our summertime playground.
I mean, I'm just assuming they're fey creatures.
And who are you?
Impressed level 5. No, I'm just gonna flatter them. Just a man of Marnes who desires your company. What is this place?
Not just a cave, as you already surmise. This is a gateway to Smaikovo, our true home. We tarry here briefly on our way back there to enjoy the mortal world and the mortals in it. Thus, the source of the magical obsidian you require, so that you may pass unseen in the shadows.
Hilarious that I don't know that this is what I need. Yeah, please give me the obsidian.
We will, child. But why the haste?
First, let's bang, okay?
We should enjoy our time here together. All we ask is one dance.
Dance? As I glide closer to me, my pulse begins to race in anticipation of the dance and what might come after. Yet I knew who these maidens were, Samodivas, of whom I have read, perhaps even the very same villa who was mentioned in that decrepit old book. To dance with them and hear their singing could be my death. I quickly plucked some moss from the cave wall, which to plug my ears in defense. I love how much knowledge I don't have here that I somehow have. Let's talk some more before we dance.
And who are you?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to flatter them. You're like no mortal woman. I must have you both before this night is done. I mean, this is obviously the bad decision, but I gotta see what it does.
You are a lively one. We can certainly promise you a night to remember. Yet, be careful with what you desire. We will. All
Okay,
we
I
ask
guess
is one dance.
I have to dance. Danced with the Samodivas. I don't know, man. What if I drop the moss to the floor? Obviously, this is a trick. Am I strong of will? I have very high constitution. Not that that necessarily matters in this situation, but it could. Obviously, I've read some book that mentions these guys. I don't remember it, but we've read like every book we've come across, so. Let's stuff our ears with moss. Villa and Mina began to sing. Mina raised her arms in invitation, and as they moved closer, the dance began. What a dance. We are certainly getting jiggy with it. Save scam in her back pocket, exactly. Chris Lauren, how we doing, dude? Welcome, welcome. I lost track of the time in the heat of the cave. We three twirled about, prancing and leaping in unison. All the while I saw that they sang the yet only a muffled resemblance of it. Keep my ears secured. All through the night we danced, a sensuous dance of twirling limbs and heaving breasts. With the magical singing obscured, I remained in control of my mind, and though exhausted, I held out until dawn's first rays pierced the mouth of the cave. At last, the dance subsided, and we three stood still, watching each other. I pulled the cave moss from my ears.
It is strange that this mortal has held strong all night.
Oh, wow. I'll go all night, baby. Ooh, should we ask for a kiss? I do kind of just want the obsidian, but I also kind of want the kisses. Me, wow. Let's take the kiss.
Just one kiss, then. For we must be away before the full day's light.
Mina moved in and we kissed tenderly, a hint of what could be and yet had not been. She moved away from Villa passionately, moved forward. This kiss was more passionate. My fingers intertwined her flowing hair and our tongues danced their own dance, but she too stepped back.
Farewell, mortal. Here is your promised gift.
Villa handed me a small glass-like rock glowing faintly with magical light, then the two maidens vanished. And I'm sat there making out with myself. All right, Bob. Let's get the hell out of here, buddy. Follow me, Bobby. I should probably light a torch. But I feel like I'm still moving. All right, I gotta light a torch. So I can't see anything. Dead end. Dead end. How can that be possible? This cave only had one path. Bob should have been dancing too, yeah. He would have gave him the bone. He would have boned for sure. Poor old Bobby boy. As the tunnel opened up to the wider cave, the sound of footsteps echoed in a strange way. Not that it was echoes that changed much, but the fact I had heard 2 or 3 footsteps inside the cave, not from my own feet, but from other creatures. Uh-oh. Where the hell am I? I get here? Did they take us somewhere else? Oh my god, did they teleport us to Zombocom? This is a dead end, which is very confusing. Oh, there's mysteries abound, my dudes. Mysteries abound, nerd. Hello, Frederic. Thank you so much for dropping off the raiders, my dudes. How was your mecha stuff? I watched a little bit of you this morning. You just missed us almost bang a bunch of fey creatures. Oh, the cave does split. It's very, very tiny. Welcome to the Necromancer's Tale. This is basically Disco Elysium, but you're a necromancer. It's very cool. It's very fun. We just danced with a bunch of fey creatures all night long to get some obsidian so that we could learn how to be a ghost. But we're still kind of working out the details of that. Should we mess with these spiders, I wonder? I feel like these spiders are for sure a death sentence. But there are those cocoons. You know what? You never know unless you know, right? Let's grab our sword in case we need it. We have our magic. Am I playing with the combat still? I am still playing with the combat. It's gotten a little bit better as we've gotten... We have like necromancy spells now, so we can summon ghosts in combat, and I can cast poison blast, as well as a few other things. We also have some like skelly bones with us too, so you can auto the combat, but I don't know. It's pretty straightforward. I'm generally I'm doing combat that I'm not meant to be able to do often before I do it because I'm just like finding the cheese in the mechanics. Dead end. What about a living end? Fighting some sort of infection from romancing or fighting a mutant? Only half paying attention. Wow. Why is it called an elevator or a lift when it also goes down? These are good questions. Maybe it's an undead end? All right, let's see if we can get these cocoons. Pull them out of the cave and cut away the web. They were quite dead, but also quite fresh. Ivan and Jamila. Well, they got a couple bucks in them at least. So those are a couple more zombies I could raise. Another skeleton. Yoink. We can raise him. Give Bob a companion. Why not? Make some friends. Proceed with the ritual. Add the extra words of power. Womp 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 womp. And I'm also going to clear out my ritual site just in case. This skeleton's name was Bone Daddy Nagash. We'll also give him a spear. So that's basically the only weapons we have at this point. I should probably put my wand back on. Okay. Follow me. Follow me. So Bob and Nagash. All right, I'm going to take the risk because I want to see what happens if we touch these webs. So let me just quickly save. Hand stuck for a moment, and in a panic, I pulled it back with force. Ripples ran back and forth along the web, and a giant spider showed up. Yeah, so I need this for... I think it's the plague ritual. The winds of magic are a raging gale right now. That's good for us. We're going to summon our Wraith, Clarence Pugh. And then let's just start hitting this guy with poison. 50% chance of hitting him. That's decent damage. Even though we're really bad still. Fail, 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 fail. Gee whiz, 50%. We scored 1 out of 5 hits. Uh-oh. I'm gonna move Clarence up to intercept. Oh, interesting. These guys, unless you activate them, it seems like they don't get a turn. Failed. Run out of mana here. 21. Commune with the realm of the dead and gain magic points. Costs 20% energy. Ooh, that's like HP. All right. Oh my god. Uh-oh. Poor Bone Daddy Nagash just got dropped. My Wraith is also getting chewed up, but it's doing okay. Get the kill. Get the kill. Come on. Okay, we're going to activate Bob. Bob is within range because he's got this giant spear. Misses. We got a lot of magic here. The winds of magic are broiling. Hell yeah, we got him. No problem, baby. Bob, can you pick up the nearby body? Thank you, Bob. Can I do anything with this spider? I guess not. Huh. So I just have a spider, giant spider factory. I mean, we don't know what the spell is. We just know that there's a part of the spell book that has spider on it. Thanks, buddy. You can drop Nagash. We'll pick him back up. Oops. Animate. I wonder if I like take damage from using these extra words of power or anything. Because there's a reason not to do it. And then honestly, I think I should probably leave these guys like in this cave. I'll stay there. Just because I feel like if somebody runs into a bunch of skeletons, I'm going to be the one who gets in trouble. No, it doesn't seem like I can do anything with the web. Other than poke at it some more. But like, once again, yeah. I think once I discover this page, we'll be able to make more sense of it. Burn the web. Maybe? We're up to 43 bucks. We still owe like $100 to the fishwife. Stressing me out. That Well, all right, we gotta translate this page. Yeah, rabbit.
I'll open the gate. Quick, get inside.
All right. One thing I've always found is that when you don't know what to do, go back home. An immense crow has perched above my door, as dark as pitch, moved like a common bird, jerking its head from side to side in small staccato movements. But all at once it turned its eyes upon me and fixed its sharp eyes in my direction. It ceased to move its head or even blink, and then the beak opened slightly and jittered in place until at last a strange voice crept from within.
Once more, it's time we spoke once more. Or have you grown squeamish too? Squeamish like that uncle of yours. Afraid of what he does not know.
I'm a bird. The voice was cracked and uneven, the texture of dry earth as the words emerged from the black recesses of its beak. I sensed a familiar timbre between the croaking. Images of Rosario the witch sprang to mind.
In my cabin, cold and damp, safe from prying eyes, cold and damp. It's time we spoke once more.
What was that about my uncle?
Ah! A fearful man, who casts away without thinking. Stupid, small and bitter. A man who wounds and thinks the wound is forgotten. But blood lingers long.
What do you want?
To speak, to see the pages you cannot read.
Yes.
To make them legible.
All right, where?
Find me in my cabin, and we shall speak of it much more.
The last words crackled out of the crow's beak, and it blinked once, a long, heavy blink, followed by several smaller, quicker movements of the eye, as though the creature was returning to itself. It settled into a steady rhythm, and the crow's head began to move once more, side to side, more natural. It ruffled its feathers and spread its inky wings, regarding me curiously. All right, so we got to go to the witch. Let's all go to the witch. Let's all go to the witch. Zombies, skeletons with me. So we're up to 4 skeletons now, but on kind of both sides of town. We'll take the secret entrance out the back of our house into the northern forest. And then let's go visit a witch. It's gotta be this way. This way. I do dislike like how close I have to get to the edge of town with my skelly bones to get up here, but I'm gonna pay this witch with my body. I mean, this witch so far is pretty chill and just like helping us out. She's not really asking for much in return. Car. What's up, witch? Against the backdrop of the cabin's dark and sinister bulk, Rosaria's younger visage stood out, a small, slight form. With her flower-crowned, alluring eyes and soft ribbons of brown hair, she appeared to be a butterfly caught in a spider's web.
Greetings, child.
How delightful! My little messenger found you and you heeded his call. She extended a hand and the same crow as before flitted out somewhere and perched. Each time I blinked, its head moved to look at me in a new way. A series of clicks issued from its closed beak. I know this human is rather curious, isn't he? Curious, but delightful. It let out a long caw and launched off Rosario's hand, gliding silently back to its perch. The only sound it made was the rattling of keys that hung around its neck. Never taking her big eyes from mine, the witch raised her hand to her mouth and sensuously licked a trail of blood that had formed there. To the matter at hand. You spoke of my uncle before through your bird. A stupid man, a failure twice over. He stirs the cauldron but does not know why. He's led us along by fear, and that fear will lead us all. Do you need convincing? Look. With a beckoning hand, she drew out a pouch filled with inky black powder. She indicated I breathe of its vapors that swelled up. The sweet floral scent was tinged by the bitterness of blood. The darkness soon enveloped me. Ruin and rubble, buildings that once stood, now nothing but loose bricks and splintered woods remain. Corpses and skeletons intermingled. Graves, so many graves. Along the sights and feelings of sorrow linger, the feeling of lost I know in this image. I was dead. The vision only lasted a moment. There was too much to take in, too much to focus upon. The gentle caress of the witch's hand pulled me back from the brink, and the refreshing scent of clean air filled me. Though dizzy, my vision clear. Now, he says I was dead, but if we're to become a lich, technically, I would be dead. This is the stupid man's future. This is your future. Yet there is still time. Futures are never certain. You would like to change that, wouldn't you? What's so curious about me? Crows are jealous creatures. They fear us. They want to be us. Well, what's delightful about me then? Like a child in a spring garden you are. You do not know your own beauty. Your innocent beauty is so alluring. All right, I've answered your summons. She pouted, reaching forward and tracing a finger delicately and slowly along my forearm as if green eyes held my... Dude, everybody wants to bang me all the time in this game. You have questions. Questions for a man who will not answer them. Questions for a man who wears secrets like a cloak. I can't give you answers. You yourself wouldn't believe me. Discover for yourself. Is that what you want? Why can't you just tell me? I have answers to the same questions, possible answers, answers which only become true once the course has been decided. You can't trust my answers. They're not answers yet. She smiled a sweet smile at me, and it felt like she was telling the truth. She could not tell me before I discovered it, because the truth had not been made. Why should you trust me when you can best trust your own eyes? Even the crow wants to bang me? I mean, maybe, yeah. All right, I gotta figure out what my uncle is planning. The book, if you please. I took out the book and offered it to her. She bade me hold it in front of her. With a wave of her hand, the book moved of its own accord, flipping through pages until one lay flat. The cave. Among other sketches, I saw the insubstantial form of a woman, the wall behind her quite clear as though she stood in the way. Incantation of invisibility. Now you want information because information is power. That power is hidden in the shadows, and that's where you must go. You shall never be closer to the dead and still be in the realm of the living. Hold out your hands. Yeah, okay. No sooner has I held my hand out than she plunged the tip of a previously concealed knife into my finger. The pain flared and the blood dripped as she took away the sharp serrated blade. She pressed my finger against the pages. Great Mother of the Night, grant this one the sight to see and the wisdom to know. Provide for him your secrets as if you have shown me. Reveal to him the power to walk in your shadow. As she dragged my finger across the page, the unfamiliar letters twisted and changed before me. The blood from my fingers seemed to join with the words, and I could read the page now and understand the figures. This incantation allows the sorcerer to pass unseen by merging them with the shadows where the dead walk. The magic requires a piece of enchanted obsidian cut from cave rock which has never seen daylight. Chant the words, stone cold without light, hold the shadow of the night, carry it through light of day, out of sight and out of way, while holding the wrapped stone and a lit candle in your hand. There's more to it. When you walk in Hecate's shadow, you walk in the realm of the dead. As long as you're in the shadow, you can't be seen by mortals. Yet the spell weakens when you stand in the light, where the fabric of the realm frays. You'll need natural glass forged in the fires of the earth. Black as night and never seen in daylight. Obsidian, a candle, and the skin of a cat are also required for the incantation. The first to extinguish the light, the second to become a creature of night. Where can I find the skin of a cat? You don't need help with that. It's a common creature. How should I use this spell? I know where you seek information, the Baron's Keep. This spell will help you pass unseen through its halls. It will not get you inside the front door. You must find some other way to achieve that. I have to kill a cat? I don't like that. What is the other half of that spell? The obsidian must be wrapped in cat skin. Chant, spirits of the night, lords of shadow, guide my path, envelop me in thine cloak of darkness, and let this spell be done as you extinguish the candle. Then you shall vanish from mortal sight so long as you hold the items and stay in the shadows. Oh man, where am I gonna find a cat? Oh no, there's a cat in my house. There are 2 cats in my house. Women that are very cut off from the world. Yeah, you're probably the only person who's had a conversation with them. That's true. I really don't want to kill the house cats because I obviously suspect that there's something else. Does it have to be a house cat? Like, could it be a jaguar? Or a panther? I think I'd much rather a wild cat, you know? Come on, Skeletor and Bones? Bone Daddy? Bones and Skeletor? Stay there.
Can I help you, my lord?
Nope.
Oh, hello.
Oh. How wonderful to see you, my love. When did you return from school? Mother, I left school years ago. How time does fly. Do you know of the Pugh family? Yeah, okay. That's nothing new. Interesting. All the cats are now gone from my house. How convenient for them. You know what? We haven't been to the tavern recently. I stepped into the tavern, escaping the fog nipping at my heel, only to be assaulted by the smell of stale drinks and too many bodies huddled indoors. Somewhere from the depths of the kitchen, the scent of freshly baked bread cut through the other odors, but its sweetness mingled with the pungent sweat of the patrons and brought me no pleasure. Garnet caught my eye and gestured for me to come closer. There's work to be done.
There you are.
This place is practically overrun. Who are all these new people? Here for your uncle's party? Most of these people would never be allowed inside my uncle's keep. The lord and ladies they serve, their staff need somewhere to relax. Let's just be glad they came here while the aristocrats make small talk with Gervais. Are you ready to get to work? I looked at the jovial, sullen, and enraptured faces of the customers, each hoping for something from the evening, and I imagined that any of their simple wants paled in comparison to my current endeavors, to the macabre powers that marshaled to the unknown realms that which I delved. But then I felt the meager coins in my pocket and realized even the grandest of empires need financing. I got to work or I got no time for this shit. Here's the thing. If these are all the lords and ladies of the, if these are all the servants of the lords and ladies in there, I might be able to like steal an invitation from one of them. I still have to find a way to get into my uncle's place. And I do need money. I fell into my duties at the tavern with the instinct of a bird returning to its nesting ground. The work was thoughtless and mundane, but strangely relaxing. No grand plans to worry about, only drinks to pour and meals to be served. But even so, my ears pricked at the slightest hints of intrigue. From one booth of soldiers, I heard a woeful lament erupt from time to time. From another, I heard the stomp of a tankard slammed against the table by a dockhand, some injustice awaiting articulation. Let's hang out with the soldiers. We're good with soldiers. As I busy myself clearing the table, one of them choked back a swell of tears. Of course, the bread has gone stale by then. Sitting out for a day like it did must have been the last thing she made, the poor woman. How'd you know it was stale? Well, I had a bit of it, didn't I? Hard as tack as it was, but if my mother bakes me bread, I'm not about to waste it. Of course not, but you'd like to thank her for it, for all the loaves. Of course I would, but it's too late for that now. But what if it wasn't? Just as the conversation began to take an interesting turn, Garnet shouted for me to tend another table, and I was swept back by my evening's duties. The soldiers are committing necromancy. This is huge. This is what I need more than anything. I saw the lamenting soldiers leaning closer now, their posture conspiratorial, while my cousin Lucas sat at a nearby table with a worried expression. No, I need to know more about the soldiers. The dead are not entirely lost to us. Can't you let my mom rest in peace? It's bad enough I was away when it happened, but why dredge up false hopes? That's just it. They aren't false hopes at all. Listen, I came across this book when clearing her cupboards, some souvenir from the war. The pair hunched over the book in question. My mama could hardly read. What makes you think she'd have something to do with this strange old book? It was collecting dust, but what's written here, it could give us a chance to speak with her. Before I could hear any more, a customer on the balcony shouted for my attention and I was dragged away. More hours passed until at last my shift neared its ends. I saw the mourners still poring over the strange book while Bence and Jonas argued in the corner. Who are Bence and Jonas? I'm sticking to these guys, man. The pair were speaking in hushed, slurred tones, and I could only barely make out the conversation over the din. It won't bring her back, will I? I've seen what it looks like back in the war. I don't want my mother suffering that. It's just a way to say a few words, let her pass away in peace, knowing what she meant to us. She deserves that. What do we got to do? Follow the steps, burn a small fire, make a ring of candles, do a little chant while having her favorite drink. That last part's easy, got plenty of ale on hand. I could hardly suppress a laugh. This was some bastardization, heavily diluted version of the ritual I had performed myself in order to speak with my father. But it lacked the proper regents and this location was all wrong. These people were doomed to commune with no one but themselves. Just as I was about to interrupt their conversation, Garnet called me over from behind the bar. She laid several coins onto the counter and slid them in my direction one by one. She gestured towards the two mourning patrons who were at this point rearranging objects on the table. Make sure they're not up to anything. This tavern's no place for strange rituals and curious muttering, not unless it's bought about by drink. Oh, I'll have a look. I approached the two soldiers who had arranged several candles in a small circle around a metal dish, inside of which a larger candle struggled to burn. It was a farcical approximation of a proper seance. I'm not about to be the vessel. I'm the one looking to say goodbye. She was my mom, too. Can I help you two with anything? Says the creepy-looking ghoulish bartender. The pair jumped at my comment, evidently so caught up in their squabble that they'd failed to see me approach. No, we're tending to some personal matters, and quite busy about it too, if you don't mind. I'm gonna help them, man. This is the military. I thought I might be able to assist you. From what I can tell, you're trying to commune, isn't that right? But I'm sure I have no idea what you mean. The arrangement of artifacts on your table is no accident. I'm familiar with the act. It's bold of you to conduct it in here. Bold and foolish, I thought. This was hardly the mother's final resting place, nor were various other details correct. The ritual was doomed to fail. We'd rather you left us alone. Hold on. We do need a vessel. Is he really familiar with the process? Perhaps we could pay you. He looked at me, hope in his tired eyes. How are we supposed to trust some stranger who doesn't know a thing about our mother? That's why he's perfect. If he speaks like mother, knows what she's working, we'll know it's working. That'd be better than one of us doing it. All right, what do you say? I'd be happy to take on this burden for you. I took a seat with the two mourners and we joined hands across the table. They traded nervous glances and leaned in so that none others could hear it. It won't work here. I thought I was going to lead them to the right place. Our beloved mother, we bring you gifts from life to death. Commune with us and talk among our number. I leaned back in the booth and let my hands go limp, hardly able to suppress a cruel smile. Then my eyes flicked open and danced between the siblings. I'm sensing something, sensing her. There's a longing in her heart. She misses you both. Of course she does. She's her mom. This doesn't mean a thing. There's more. She's asking how you enjoyed that last loaf of bread. She hopes it wasn't too stale. How could you know about that? It's working. Go on. Tell her about the bread. It was good knowing it was from you. Are you really there? She's sad that you doubt her, that you doubt her will to visit you, to speak with you one last time. She liked chatting with you both. You were away when she passed. That is true. They were away this whole time. Yeah, I'm just tricking them. I'm fleecing them for money. But also, I'm making friends in the military who kind of know now that I'm, have some necromantic powers. I'm trying to remember all the facts. They were away when she passed because they said they came home 2 days later. Indeed I was. I'm sorry, Ma. I'm sorry I wasn't there to take care of you when you needed me. She knows you had little choice. She was a kind woman, forgiving, tender. I looked between the brother and sister to see if the description was apt. They both seemed to offer a shrugging acceptance. She was a lively woman. She certainly enjoyed her ale. We know that was her favorite drink. And how? It's a miracle the drink didn't bring her down itself. Aye, she was a tough one. My lord, I do think it's really her. Ma, I'm sorry I was away. So sorry you were all alone when it happened with no one to find you for days. And that I was in the hospital, I couldn't do a thing for you either. Disappointed in you both. No, she understands. She forgives you both and wants you to know you were good children. We'll miss you, Ma. She says goodbye and that she loves you both and wishes you well. I begin to jerk my fingers and then blink deeply, opening my eyes as if in a daze. She's gone now. Can't we speak to her again? I'm afraid not. She stuck around long enough to bid you farewell, to see her children one last time. She's at peace now. Military trust increased by 5. Thank you was a load off our minds, I tell you. He presses several coins into my hands and squeezes gently. Her sister nods, and I stood up, leaving them to their somber reflections. As I near the door, a strange murmur rose up from the din, a whisper alien to the voices around me, the faint voice of a woman lamenting her own loss and desiring to speak with her children. I shrugged it off. Surely this was only a trick of the wind. No magic had been performed here tonight.
Ah, there you are.
Can I collect my pay? Can I say I'm ready for my shift? Okay, I just gotta clean up a little bit. So I got like a bonus shift this week, basically. 2 dirty tables here. Oh. Aziz and G-Tang. Who the hell are these guys? Diedrich is here. Wonder how much money we made here today. 52 bucks. Not a lot. Bence and Jonas. Who is Bence? Jonas is the scaredy cat gate guard.
Ah, there you are.
Did I miss a table? Oh, yeah. Already wiped this table. Center table. Okay. Get all the pieces. As I cleaned the final table, I felt a sudden pang of envy for the drinkers who had nothing but wasting a barrel's worth of ale with their sloshing and squibbling. Despite the ridiculous menial nature of the work, I struck it as useful for the rest of my shift.
Ah, there you are.
All right, where's my pay? $4.
Hello.
Rainbow. Okay, basically all the same people hanging out here. All right, well, we made some good money today, at least.
Hello.
Let me get you another drink. Did that actually cost me money? Yeah, it did. It's okay, man. We certainly owe Diedrich a beer at this point. All right, it's evening. I have to find a cat. The docks, maybe? A lady guard I like is also meant to hang out at this beach, though I've yet to see her down here. Ralph. And Eric. Black cat's leaving behind me, but I guess that's not the one you're looking for? No. I want to find a cat who's not the cat who lives at my house. Maybe the hospital has some dead cats. No night
Can you
visitors.
spare a coin for a poor old woman?
The assorted goods shop? Honestly, I think I just gotta skin a cat. I've seen the Baron's fears and his wrath. Why does he let you peddle your services so plainly, Sulin? He believes I'm a mere entertainer. I'm careful not to show him otherwise. Oh, okay. I mean, there's a dog outside the blacksmith shop. A sleeping cat. Oh, it's Sophia's cat. This is where Sophia lives. I knocked on Sophia's doors and waited. As soon as I heard footsteps approaching, the door opened. Dude, this is... I've been looking for Sophia's house forever. Can I offer you some tea? Sophia seems a bit aimless. Your career has moved you forward, Turg. You have grown up so much, but she's still the little girl she always was. Probably my fault. I've doted on her ever since my wife passed. I never pushed Sophia to make much of herself. What happened to your wife? I thought everybody knew. It was a ghoul. She was killed by a ghoul. My only solace is that it was quick. Well, I'll leave you to it then. But I am going to try to rob your house. Oh, yeah. You got skirts? Boots? A fancy hat for the ball? I'm absolutely taking that. I don't know if the bodice counts as armor, but I do know it's valuable. You know, I'm just to take it all. Can I go down here? No. I'll put on that fancy hat right away. Oh, yeah. No, I think it's a lady's hat, so it doesn't work for us, maybe. Or maybe I can only wear... Yeah, it's totally a lady's hat. Na-da-da-da. Here lay the cat skin I required for the walk-in shadows incantation. It was, of course, still attached to a living cat. I couldn't bring myself to attack the creature. Perhaps there was some other way to obtain a cat skin. So there is another way to obtain a cat skin. What time of day is it? Evening? Gustav, you don't have a cat skin, do you? All right, I've already paid you for this information, so... Ruffians. These guys don't have anything useful. A couple of men over here. Svit is here, but of no use. Flip. Oh, Flip leaned casually against the bar and tilted his hand, greeting. A freshly acquired bruise was beginning to blossom across the left side of his face, the outer edges creasing down along his cheek and across his jaw. Quite the bruise. Rough night. Usual debauchery and getting into things I have no right getting into. Things or women? A grin broke across his lips and motioned with his hand of a statement that could go either way. He winced at the movement of his face and let the smile fade. Enough of the charm. It hurts my face. Besides, I ain't telling and neither is she. So, here to keep me and my bruised company, or do you have other things to discuss? I want to hear the sordid tale that gave you such a colorful rouge across your face. Nothing quite so enthralling as to make for an intriguing story. Our merchant ship had come into town or repairs after that horrendous storm. He launched into a grandiose story involving drunken sailors, a family heirloom hidden within a captain's cabin, a beautiful stowaway who ended up double-crossing him, and finally an epic chase across the ship's decks chased by an entire crew. And then you slipped on the overtuned barrel of mead? And the necklace, where did it end up? Did Angelise make off with it? Trip shrugged casually and made a conspicuous show of adjusting something just underneath the collar of his shirt. We might never know. I don't believe a word you just said. You wouldn't be the first. Can I say what a tale? What a life you live. I try not to be so flashy with my exploits, but this one was particularly exciting. Let's just say you'd have appreciated Angelisa's talents yourself.
Goodbye. Don't forget me if something needs a bit of doing, eh?
Oh, I won't, Flip. Guaranteed. Some merchants up here that I can never seem to click once I'm up here. Gustav, the woman, Marilyn.
Guten Tag,
Oy, oy, oy. Let's check the other taverns. You know, the slums might be the kind of place.
What can I get for you?
Patrons, dancers, Javad, Tosin, Bayram, and Mohammed. Oh, these are the Ottoman guards. We don't often get to host Ottoman soldiers. We protect Pasha, Vizier of the Ottoman. I guess I've already talked to these guys. I see you watch the dancing girls in the room below. Yes, they're nice. Did you enjoy the bird show? Yes, we enjoyed, though some of the words we didn't understand. He sings of magic, he talks of magic, but is this thing evil or evil only by the use men make of it? What do you think, Turk? Do you enjoy the feeling you get when you dominate the rotting flesh of those who have passed? Did looking into the void begin to eat away at your mind? I was shocked at Tosin's words. He has recoiled. All three other men cocked their heads in confusion. Had he even spoken them? Calm myself for free. With a deep breath, I regained my composure and stepped back into the conversation. The looks of confusion faded as I put on a smile. The bard wasn't the only one that could put on a show. Adventurers and a drunken couple. Some adventure in the Northern Territories. Attacked by a beer. This guy's just some drunk. Dancing girls sat sullenly as a man berated them in a loud voice, spoke in Turkish. I heard the name Gervais being mentioned more than once. Can you open the gate? Oh, cool. The side door. Well, I guess nothing in the old slums tavern. Dude, I don't know where else I'm gonna get a cat other than killing that cat. But you know, they do say there must be more than one way to skin a cat. That is a saying.
What?
Talk to Irving. Oh, nope. No, he doesn't have a cat. I'm trying to think, like, who might have a cat. Cat skin on the wall somewhere. You found a way without cat murder? I'm sure we can find one somewhere. Is there a violinist in town? I feel like I could probably dig up a cat somewhere.
Oh, hello again.
Practical herbalism. We've seen it somewhere. I mean, we haven't been in that many houses. What about the kids? As I approached the boy, I noticed his hands wrapped in a cloth so dirty and blackened it almost was writhing with insects. I swore I heard the buzzing of flies, though I saw none. Itchy, itchy. What happened to your hands? I heard it. He held out his hand and untied the bit of cloth. Underneath, a thick black boil pulsed on the side of his hand. The smell of rot filled the air, and again I swore I heard the sound of flies, though there were none. It's itchy, but Leland said not to scratch it. Study the wound. A black boil, thick and flat. The edges looked stitched on and caved in. It reminded me of the wounds I had seen in the contagion ward of the hospital, and all the while there was a buzzing noise. Focus on the buzzing. I stared at the wound and let my mind become consumed by the buzzing of flies. Slowly, imperceptibly, the wound began to writhe. I saw then that it was not a wound, but dozens, no hundreds, connected by a thin black thread. This was not a thread of this world, it was one of one adjacent. Necromancy was at work here. Where did you get hurt?
I am Peter.
Leland said not to tell. I think you might have been creeping around the hospital. Tell me what happened. I failed to trust, but I guess I knew. I snuck inside the hospital. Leland said there was a secret part upstairs behind a shelf. I thought there could be treasure. I snuck in and found the hole, but there was icky people. One of them reached out and grabbed me. I ran out quick as I could, but then this happened. It was okay, but then I got real itchy and it hurts. It's hard to sleep and I'm scared. That's PETA. I should seek advice on it. Let me talk to the others here.
Hello again.
Oh, these guys all talk together, hey?
Hello again.
I mean, we could probably talk to Annie. Pus magic is in my book, yeah.
Good day. You will come again, yes?
But I guess Annie and Connor are both probably working at the hospital at this hour. Stuffed cat. Bit moldy, but generally in good condition. The skin came away easily and should suffice for the incantation. I love how I can never get those two books straight. Wrapped stone and a lit candle. Wonder if I should tell this guy, like, perhaps we should consult a doctor, like Miss Annie? Perhaps an apothecary could help. They make medicine. What about the old grandmother? This feels like Sybil territory.
Oh, hello again.
Nope. The apothecary hates me. I would really like to cure the kid, though. So before I go anyway, a grand ball at the castle.
Hello.
What's that about the grand ball? No, I don't think so. Not since the one where Agnes and Richard Carnell had a big fight and she stormed off. What did they fight about? His wife was a trollop and flirting with some young man of the house staff. I've heard nothing of it since. I left her to her madness. As I turned to leave, my mother suddenly grew animated and remembered something. There's to be a ball at Gervasie's Keep. We've not been to one in so long, Zelig and I. I do enjoy such occasions. Albrecht will look after you, Turk. You must be a good boy for him. So a party in the very heart of Gervasie's lair. I had to procure an invitation. I hope you'll leave a cake for me and Albrecht to enjoy that evening. Of course, my love. What shall I wear? Her face suddenly fell as radiance extinguished. Oh, no, of course, Zelig died. I cannot go to such an occasion alone so soon after Zelig's passing. I could go in your place, or I could accompany you. I could accompany you. I can't face a Turg, all the prying and fake concern. Then I'll go into your place? Yes? I will send a letter to the keep and request an invitation for you. Boom. Damn, we're in.
Can I help you, my lord?
You may not, my lord. Sir, I need to combine. Sort. I have a bodice and a ball hat. We're gonna need a better outfit than this. I must combine my black obsidian with the skin of a cat. And then I need to light a candle, which is no problem. We got loads of candles. I guess this tricorn is really fashionable, it says. Finest fashion item. What are we wearing? A leather hat, a battered old leather hat. I guess we should probably be wearing this tricorn. Start looking like a pirate. Oh, there's so many ghosts about. Okay, well, I feel like we should just sleep until day. Because otherwise... we have everything we need for walking shadows. We don't know how to make zombies, and I don't know how to fix this. Obviously, it has something to do with spiders. Some sort of spider venom and some sort of other book. Suddenly, the loud sound of rushing water. All right, let's nap. Beautiful new day. As I stepped outside, a young woman arrived to speak with me. I couldn't quite place her face, though I know I had seen her before. A letter from the keep.
I am Catherine of Rulston.
She bowed and held out the letter, an invitation to the royal ball. This would give me a chance to see Gervaise's lair and get what I might discover. I would need to procure formal attire. Do I know you from somewhere? I was entombed in that terrible fever wing in the hospital when you were there. Good to see that you recovered. Of all those that suffered with me, I am the only survivor. I am truly blessed. Okay, there is some sort of weird noise thing happening, so I'm just gonna load save. I'm going to quit the menu. I'm gonna quit the game because it's in the menu music. And we're gonna relaunch the game to make sure that that sound effect isn't on a total repeat forever. No problem. These things, they happen. Always feels like as long as it's not a permanent audio bug, I don't mind. Free ASMR. There you go. Who are all these people? Uh-oh. Okay. Apothecary. Yeah, I need something for a boil. It's not for me. Some kind of contagion. The edges are crumbling away. Let's say a black lump on the hand. Wouldn't feel confident giving you something. Could I see it, perhaps? I doubt I could convince them. Give me more information. I don't trust Bozina. I guess I do trust Annie, at least. Diedrich. No, Annie. Normally she's here in the morning. Oh no. This weird sound effect is happening all over the place. I've been invited to the ball in the Baron's Keep, but I don't have suitable clothes. Could you help me out with a formal suit? I'm really glad we just found this guy. I can make you something. Call, see me tomorrow. He whipped out a length of cloth and a pencil. Definitely gather the details. Thank you. that'll be our fancy outfit at least. We got one problem solved. Is Halen working yet? No, he never seems to be.
Yes? What?
We don't need to bug him anymore.
The barracks are close to civilians.
Ah, Mochka. Do you know of anything of all the military activity going on around Mars recently? As a rank and file soldier, I'm not privy to why this is. The Baron must have good reason, though.
Farewell.
I was kind of hoping I could get a little more out of her. He'll let me in with the invitation, but I'm going to need my outfit first. Honestly, I guess let's just wait until Annie shows up. Connor is here. Well, he'd be just as good.
Good to see you.
Have you seen Annie around? She'll be here later, though, or tomorrow. I still haven't been able to figure out that alchemical substance. The fishwife hadn't sold any. The blacksmith hadn't sold any. Kids are going to spread that disease to the whole town. We'll get it solved.
Aye.
Fishwife in? No.
How can I help you, boy?
Yeah, I really don't know where the oil of vitriol comes from. Maybe it's like a dockyard thing, you have to know. All right, man. Let's just pass time then. Messina, Connor, Annie. There she is.
Hello again.
Need to talk to you about a boy. I know PETA. I read things to him sometime. Poor thing doesn't pay any attention. He has quite a serious wound. I noticed a bandage, but he wouldn't let me see. What does it look like? I mean, I feel like Annie knows what's up. Big black boil like some kind of contagion. The edge is crumbling away in decay. Same as what's going on in the fever ward. He shouldn't be out here. We need to get him to the hospital. She swallowed hard as she gathered her thoughts. I don't want to send him to that ward, but there must be no other way. Dr. von Schäflin understands it, and I don't know. I could only cut it off. He'd lose his hand, but he'd still need to be under care. I'm going to tell her there's something else going on here, sorcery. How can you know if what you're saying is true? I can't help you. None of us at the hospital can treat that. The sisters, maybe. But I doubt them sometimes. If there's something beyond conventional healing that must be done, it would not be for the doctor to do it. If this wound is magical, then what are the others in the fever ward? Surely von Schäflin knows this topic. I can't believe that. He's a good doctor treating a difficult disease. He can't be wrapped up in whatever you think you've found. I think he sneaked into the contagion ward. I heard running feet the other day, but I had no idea it was PETA. It's no place for him. Well, I'll just explore all the options here. If I just say it's a black lump on his hand. right, this is no good. She blew me a kiss as I turned away. Wow, I thought she was done with me. Should ask the apothecary. I feel like the apothecary is going to be like, that kid has to go to the hospital. Like, because I can't tell the apothecary I think it's magic. Because she already is suspicious of me. Oh, and I guess it's evening, so that opportunity's over anyway. Helen, Klaus, Mendoz.
Ah, there you are.
We've already worked this shift. Bence. No mood for a chat. I mean, the best other option I have is like the witch. Very annoying that I cannot go out the north gate. Gotta go like all this way around. You know, I haven't been out to visit this family in a very long time. And we did kind of help them with their farm recently. Mistletoe. We have access to the little goblin creatures as well. The chicken thieves. Where's their actual farmhouse? A dead beer. This was not the body of the bear, but of the man Reynard. He was missing his right hand, torn off at the wrist by some great force. It appeared that he expired from loss of blood. Pity to let a fresh body go to waste. Removed the bear costume from him. It was old and threadbare and fell apart as I did so. Take 7 coins off of his corpse. I mean, body's a body, right? I don't know where I'm going with this. I think I'm just gonna leave it here. That's very funny because those people in like town were talking about running into a beer on the way out of town.
Well, hello.
Oh, Turg, sorry. Hasn't slept much lately. Baron was kind enough to give us a loan to cover our taxes, but to get through the year. But we'll make it through, I'm sure. It's a lot of work. I appreciate you coming by and doing what you could. Anyway, I've kept you long enough. You know anything about those skulls nearby? They appeared only in the last few days.
Hello.
Dolly's disappeared. Shall I help you look for Dolly? Dolly afraid of adults, big people. Tell me of your adventures. I play lots, know lots about things, dragons, liches, and musketeers. When I grow up, I'm going to be a knight, and Merc will be my squire. Do you know anything about the poles nearby? Bad creatures. Gotta stay away or they'll eat us. What about Merc? I can't talk to? No? Okay. Alright, this is totally a dead end. Whoops. Let's briefly pop out to that witch and just be like, do you know anything about these boils? Because if anyone can tell me about it, it will be her. Like, especially if it's magical in nature. That's the thing is, like, nobody really does magic in town except for the witches, so... Well, I mean, that's not true. Somebody is doing necromancy, but we don't know who. Rosario?
Greetings, child.
Can you help me cure magical contagion? The witch turned her back and a matronly face appeared over her shoulder. The face pushed past the other figure, melted away into a dull mist. The scent of fresh earth filled the air. Rosario's new body came into view, tall and stiff. I had seen this transformation before when I performed the sacrifice. Each time it seemed wondrous and eerie. Dear child, has someone gone and hurt themselves? Tell me of the sickness and I can tell you the cure. Well, all of these are important. Tiny specks held together by a thread of magic. A magical binding of some nature. I need more. What is the binding? It's a black boil. There are many black boils. They're not magical. When I saw it, I heard the buzzing of flies. This is the telltale indication that we are dealing with a plague. Tiny creatures of decay are held together by binding. They grow and expand over time. I can make a cure from quicksilver. It's a substance used entirely wrongly by those learned physicians who make it into tablets to swallow or powders to dissolve. The proper use is forbidden by your queen, and so the substance is not easy to come by. Bring me some and I will make you a remedy. Great. Quicksilver. What is that? Mercury is quicksilver? Yeah. And it's banned by the queen. Interesting. It's not banned by the Gervais. It's banned by the queen. Well, you know who that means. I gotta see the fishwife. Or I gotta find a thermometer? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know where I would get that from otherwise. Obviously, I'm starting to wonder if I can walk through walls. Can I just start robbing people? Oh, son of a submariner. You've got to be joking. The trapdoor's closed. Which means I have to go all the way back to the east gate. Can't wait for chapter 14. Give me that fast travel, baby. Think you still have a thermometer with mercury in it? I definitely do. I got no doubt. I don't know. Maybe if I'm outside the north gate, they'll let me back in. Oi, Gavin. Open the gate. There are two guys up there with guns. I am shocked they have not seen me. Highly toxic if it ever breaks, yeah. But, you know, good thermometer. You know, it's possible that, like, Sybil's grandmother might have it. Or Sybil, the grandmother. Diedrich's grandmother?
Oh, hello again.
No. I have a compass. I guess that wouldn't have it either. All right, let's go home. Let's sleep. We can pick up our outfit tomorrow morning.
Can I help you, my lord?
Oh, I need a formal suit for the ball. Yeah, go talk to Harold. Yeah, okay. Oh, did I just create another journal entry that, like, I'm never going to be able to get rid of? Chest. Oh, there's a cat in there as well. All right. We have to go pick up our outfit from the tailor. We got to go find some quicksilver, cure the plague, and then go to the ball this evening, at which point we will sneak through with our dead cat obsidian stone and make our way in and about. We might need to see the fish guard. We'll have to see. But in the meantime, we'll cut this video here and have you come back and join us for the next one. Until then.